Hey guys, Stephanie here with createfromtheheart.webby.com, and today before the second part of the video of the clay jewelry, I wanted to do a little talk real fast. Since I have done my National Craft Month video series, my YouTube channel has grown so much. And I have now got 564 views as well as 9 subscribers, and I thank you all for subscribing and thank you all for viewing my channel. I really appreciate it. I really hope you enjoy the videos as well and get inspiration and stuff. So that's what I'm kind of here for, is to show you that. So I'm really excited because before I done these March National Craft Months, I only had like I think like 300 and something views and like 4 subscribers. So it's really bloomed in the last couple of days or weeks that I've been doing these videos. So I really hope that it keeps growing and I get more subscribers and more viewers. And when I reach 1,000 views and stuff, I would probably try to do a prize giveaway. So just keep in touch with that. Or if well, thinking about doing a challenge for my blog, but I'm not for sure yet about that. There to do a prize giveaway as well to celebrate. So whichever one I decide to do, I will definitely let you all know. So right now we're going to go ahead and do the second part of the clay jewelry, decorating the ones we made yesterday, as well as turning a couple of them into jewelry. So I hope you like it, and stay tuned to watch this video, and don't forget to check out the rest of this month's video series because there's a lot more coming up that's really good and really inspirational. So just stay tuned with the channel to where you can watch those videos, and we'll go ahead now and get started with the clay jewelry making. Okay, so I've got my clay molds here, the ones that we done yesterday. And we got the one that we used charcoal pencil to outline it, and we pressed it on the paper. There's the part you can see that I used it, and then I took this right here and pressed it in the clay to make the shape and used my X-Acto knife to cut it out. So we've got this one, as well as I showed you how to make a bow out of clay, and as well as I used my own stencil to make a mustache, and then I also made a freehand heart. So now I'm going to show you how we're going to decorate these and turn a couple of them into jewelry. I want to turn this one here into a jewelry item, and I want to turn this one here into a jewelry item. This one here, I thought about making a jewelry item, but now that it's dried, it's really kind of heavy, so I don't know if that will work out as a necklace or not, so I probably won't do that one. So, as well as here's some clay molds that I had done a while back when I was showing you my video of clay molds, and they've been sitting in here. And I'm going to make a jewelry pendant out of them. So first, let's go ahead and decorate them. Of course, when you're decorating clay, you can always use any kind of material. You could use markers, or you can use ink pads, you can use paint, nail polish, however you want to do it. Possibilities are endless. So the first one that I'm going to start on is the mustache. It's smaller. And you'll see here that the edges are a little rough. I'm just going to take my little small scissors. Well, I said I was, but I don't see my small scissors, so I'm going to take my big scissors here. And just kind of cut around the edges of it to trim it some. You can also use a nail file to trim it, but with smaller items like this, I'm afraid of breaking them, so I just trim it with scissors or something else. Okay, so just to help trimming it off here. Okay, now I'm just going to take my black ink pad for this one, my Studio G black ink pad, and I'm just dabbing the ink pad on there. Oh, However, for the smaller grooves of the ink pad, you're going to need a smaller brush. So here I'm going to be using a number 3 brush and getting in there to help cover up the white pieces inside of it, as well as the sides of it too. Let's see if I can just do it this way. There we go. I covered up most majority of it, so now I can just fill in the detail holes it's showing and stuff. So it'll look like that. Now let's go to the top part. So I'm going to go ahead now and do the top part. Get my joy. So I'm just going in the little details, the holes it's the ink pad I don't get, and the big areas of white. And like I said, when you're doing these, you can use acrylic paint, you can use your ink pad, you can use watercolor, but just you always want to seal it, some kind of a sealing. I'll be using a gloss acrylic paint varnish to seal mine with. Okay, so I went ahead and I've finished it up, and now I'm just took my tweezers, and where they're really thin, where they're closed, I just pressed where I want the hole at and kept turning and pushing down, and then I've made a hole through it. Enough to where I can get the jump ring in there. So now I've got a jump ring. I'm using the Tim Holtz jump ring, and I'm just going to put my jump ring through it, and then once my jump ring is through, you'll connect it to a chain and stuff, and then you will close it. Okay, so I'm just going to close it. So now it'll look like that with a little jump ring on it. And then we're going to gloss it in just a minute to seal that, so with the ink dry finishing, to see it got ink on my fingers. Let me get me a couple of wipes here. So I'm just going to clean this ink off my hands so it don't transfer to the other projects that we're doing here. Okay, so now let's do with the pink, with the heart. I'm going to do hit pink. And I'm going to use my acrylic paint. And I'm going to be using the color of magenta of the Daily Rollers Ronnie Simply Acrylic. So I'm just going to clean my brush here, get this black ink off of my brush. I'm too lazy to go in the kitchen to wash my brush, so I'm just washing with a wipe. Okay. Let me have them. Let me have them. You can have one. Okay. So. Just making sure it's clean here. It's not completely out. Okay. So now, the side that you can see here, you can see it still has a little bit of a sketch on it from where we traced it. So I'm going to flip it over and do the other side here and do this side of the pendant. So I'm just going ahead and put the paint directly on there. Just a glob like this. And then we'll be using this brush to paint it. I'm using the same brush that I used with the black one, which is a number 3 brush, detail brush. I feel the detail brush gets in those little small holes better. So, then once I have it covered completely on the front, I'll take my brush and keeping it in the circular motion of the lines of the shape of the heart. So to keep the brush lines the same. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the sides. And I'm going to put a little bit more out separately here on the wax paper so that I can use it to re-dip my brush in. Woohoo, my wax going up, is it? Now the only piece that's not covered yet is where I've had my 2 fingers at, so I'll wait till the rest of this dries to finish it off. I'll try to do it this way, but I don't know how good I'll do. Let's see. Okay, so there's that one. I'll go ahead and put it aside to dry. For this heart here, I'm going to leave it where I really don't care much for this, where it's my freehand one. I'm going to show you how you use it with markers. And I'm going to leave it white, but I'm just going to do some decorations on it to show you that you can use markers. And I'm just using regular markers. They're the Crazy Art markers, but you can use your alcohol markers or your Indian ink markers. You can use whatever you would like to use with these. And I'll show you that you can also use your Sharpie markers. I'm going to use my Sharpie marker here. It's a silver. It's one of the metallics of the silver. And I'm just going to put little dots on it here and there. So that's what I'm saying. You can use anything you like to use to decorate these with, as long as you put a coating on them. But now I will tell you, I've noticed that when you use just regular generic markers like this, it does seem like to dry out your marker some, so you might want to be careful with that. So just something simple like that there to decorate it with. And this one here, the big old bow that I'm looking forward to it. I've showed you how you can do it with inks, and I've showed you how you can do it with acrylic markers, or acrylic paints, and using markers. I'm going to show you now how you can do it using nail polish. This here is just some regular LA Colors Color Craze nail polish, and this is the color Pink Bubbles. And so I'm just going to show you real fast how you can use it as well to color your clay molds. And I like this because the brush is really flimsy. It gets in them grooves really well. So I really like that part. I just hate the smell of nail polish, but because it's so stout. So that's what I'm saying, that you could use anything you would like to for decorating these clay pieces and stuff. It's absolutely, possibilities are endless. But anytime that you use anything crafting, possibilities is endless. I've seen people make things out of the craziest things before. So and you can also, if you want to, pour some of it out directly on the bow instead of keep dipping, and work on it from there, that point. Just got to be careful about it running off to places. And if you want to cover up the back parts, you can. Just make sure the top part's covered, dried all the way first. So now, so there's that one. Now I'm going to go ahead and be letting it dry. Now, what I was telling you that I was using for the gloss is Daily Ronnie Simply Acrylic Gloss. It's medium. It looks like it's white, but it dries clear. I don't know how you get this stinking lid off. But you can also use this here, which is Liquitex, and it's gloss medium and varnish. And I use this right here for my canvas paintings and stuff, and I gloss those. And it does really well as well. So I'll probably use this one here for today. And then I will... This one here, for some reason, is dried up on me. I just use this one time. So I'm going to figure out... I'm going to probably cut it open and put it in another tube or something. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So I'm going to use this right here. I'm going to take the lid off. And you'll need a clean brush. So I'm going to use a number 2 brush of the number 2 flat brush to garnish these with. And you can put it on there pretty good, pretty thick, however you like to put it on there. It dries clear. It's kind of like a bluish tint right now, but it dries clear. And you just put it on there as a varnish. You know, you can see it's taking up some of the ink, but that's okay because it's just the loose ink. It's not the part that's actually dyed the clay. So you'll see on here when I get done that hit it all hasn't took off the color from the clay. You will not see no clay showing through. But before you redip it back into the varnish, you're going to want to clean it because you don't want to color your varnish. Okay, so there you see that it is now varnished. And you'll see that none of the clay has been taken off of it, but it's, you know, it's on the brush. So there's that one that we've varnished. Now I'm going to get another white here to clean my brush with all this excess varnish as well as the black ink off that one. Now we're going to use to garnish the pink here, or I might do the white one because the pink one might still use a little bit drying. So I'm just going to garnish it. So there's that one now varnished. And just a tiny bit of the pink come off of the head, not a whole lot. So now let's go ahead and do this pink one now. And we'll varnish Huts. Really pretty. Now this one here is acrylic paint, and this right here is this varnish here is made with acrylic paint. It should not take not even one drop of this pink off because it's preferably used for acrylic paints, but I have used it for many medias. And just using my tweezers to hold it down on one spot to varnish the sides, edges as well. Getting in there really well in the grooves. And there is that one varnished. Now you do see on the brush it looks like it's got pink on it and stuff, but I think if there was from the actual leftover part of the paint that was hanging off the side where I would brushed it where it was laying down, because I do not see no smear of the paint. So I think it was just that right there. Now for the nail polish ones, if you would like to, you could also use clear fingernail polish remover, or not remover, but clear fingernail polish to gloss it. But I'm just going to go ahead and use my varnish for this one. But this one here is not completely dry. You know, nail polish takes time to dry. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it alone to let it dry some more. And this one here ain't dried either. So that's the way you would varnish it and stuff. Like I said, you can use different kinds of varnishes and everything, but it all depends on how you want it and stuff. So this flower here is from the clay molds of the Martha Stewart one I showed you, and it's got a little piece up here that that's what I'm going to use for the jump ring in. I'm going to go ahead and decorate this one. I'm using the leftover pink that was from the pink heart that we painted with acrylic paint. And if you need to, you can simply add some more on your brush. I will not put the paint directly on that because it will take up the details. I will just take it off your brush and then paint it on there like that. I don't particularly like this flower mold because once you paint it and stuff, it don't really much look like a flower. It looks more like a glob of bumps. But the reason why I got this clay mold set was the butterflies and the leaves in it. I really loved them in it. So all I'm doing is painting around the edges, clearing up the white spots. And then once that dries, we'll gloss it as well. And I'll show you how we're here's the hoe and hit, because you get to see me doing the one for the mustache. So I'm just kind of covering up there. So once it dries, we'll do it there and stuff. So okay, so now this one here is still got a little wet spots on a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and varnish it. And this side over here is completely dried, so I'm just going ahead now and varnishing it with the same varnish I've been using. And I'm kind of putting it on there just a little bit thick, that way it'll give it an extra shine to it. You want to make sure it gets down in the grooves. You want to cover everything because this varnish protects it. There, my fingers stuck to it. Okay, so now that one up there is now varnished. And now I'm going to set these aside to dry completely, and then I'll be back to show you how we're going to add the jump ring to the heart one that we've done, as well as show you what I'm going to do to this here to help decorate it some more. So I'll be back whenever this here's dry. Okay guys, I'm so sorry that it's been a while that I got to post the video. Of course, I've not uploaded this video that we done with these clay modes, second part of it yet, decorating, but it's in the first one of it, and it's posted. And the stomach virus has hit the household, and it had went through all of us, but we're all feeling better now and stuff. So Anyway, so it's been a couple days, and I apologize for not posting anything or doing anything. It's just I've not had time to. So this right here is what it looks like now that it's completely dried. You can see it glossy. Like I said, it's completely dry. The back's not done, you know, and stuff, but all of it's done and everything, and it's just so shiny and pretty and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this down and show you how I'm gonna do the jump ring. And I'll show you what I'm gonna do to decorate this, because if you see right here, I got a little black spot on it. So I'm gonna show you how I decorate all that there. So, okay, so you can see here that it's starting to come through, and you'll just keep pushing and turning until you see it all the way through. So this here is what I was talking about, like if you want to repaint it, it shows a little bit of white through it. But once you get it through, you might want to go on the back part to make the back a little wider, but it just depends on what you want to do, how you want to do it. So now I'm just going to take my Tim Holtz jump ring, and I'm going to put it through. I might have to open it up a little bit wider. So I'm going to put my jump ring through here. And then you're going to close it. Let's see if I can get it to close here without cutting it. Yeah. So then once the jump ring's closed, it'll look like that. And like I said, you can always go up and touch up and all that stuff. So, so there's my two ones that has the jump rings on it that you can use for a necklace, which is the heart one I just showed you what we done with, and the black mustache one. And then as well as we done the little decorative heart. I don't know what I'll do with that just yet, just more showing you. And this one here, I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the kit now, that it is all dried and stuff, to show you another little option that you can do. You don't have to do this. You can leave it like that once you paint it, as long as you didn't do like me and leave mess ups on it, or make mess ups on it. But where I made a mess up on it, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. I've got these pearls here. They are they're Eyelet Outlet and Brad's, and they're sticky back adhesive, and you get them in a 100 count, and I've got them in different colors. And I'm just going to use these to embellish my bow. Oh, I might need my tweezers. And I don't really feel that sticky, honestly. Okay, so there's with one of the pearls on it. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use my tweezers. And I'm videoing. I don't remember. I don't remember. These things are really hard to get off. Oh, there it went. Okay, so I'm just kind of putting them out, and for some reason the adhesive, the sticky back part ain't want to come off with the bead. So I'm just kind of putting them out and doing a line like that right there. Okay, so there's the sticky back on there.
Get over here. Move.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so now I'm just still adding some gems to it.
Four rooms. The 5 rooms. That thing's 5. You don't see up there, but you got the roof off and up there with chainsaw. You'll be cleared up today. Get you on a chainsaw. I know. You gotta have it done for first. You won't work 12 weeks after that, right? Hey, wait, well, if we work, we can be through with brown. I got the money. I don't like the deal with man that's junk. What's the deal about money, man? He'll pay some late when you get over half a gun. He'll pay you. Pay you. Pay what? $8 an hour, man. Damn, I'm ready to pay it. Right, because he's ready to go.
So all I'm doing is finishing up these gems on the bow here, and I'm almost done with it. So then I'm going to add some here on the top middle section. Trying to keep it perspectively of it so that it kind of blends in with the lines that I've made. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to take it and put on the sides here. Right, oh, one of them fell off. And that way it'll cover up that the black part that I accidentally made, because people can make mistakes. I'm going to put one on this side to match it. Okay. So there you got it. Little gems to make it extra something. And this right here will complete the clay molds for the March National Craft Month video. I hope you enjoyed it and liked it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and check out my blog at www.createfromtheheart.blibby.com. Bye!